Well, dear students, today we are going to discuss a very unique approach towards the theoretical perspective of intelligence given by an American psychologist, Howard Gardner, known as multiple theory of intelligence. So, let's start. Gardner proposed this theory in his famous book Frames of Mind, which was released in the year 1983. Before the existence of this theory, intelligence was defined as a general factor G, which can be assessed in the form of a single IQ score, or popularly known as intelligence quotient. But Gardner changed this notion and suggested a multidimensional or pluralistic view of intelligence, which consists not only academic scores of an individual but also his talents and other mental skills which he uses to solve his day-to-day problem in a cultural setting. So, based on one's heredity and environmental influences, an individual can incorporate more than one type of intelligence in his intelligence profile. So, गार्टनर का ये विश्वास था कि जो इंटेलिजेंस है ये एक सिंगल कंपोनेंट नहीं है, इट इज़ नॉट अ सिंगल फैक्टर, बट इसके अंदर बहुत सारी एबिलिटीज, टैलेंट्स और स्किल्स इन्वॉल्व हैं जिसको कि एक इंडिविजुअल यूज़ करता है उस कल्चर में, जिस कल्चर में वो रह रहा है या जिस कल्चर का वो पार्ट है, और उसके इस इंटेलेक्ट को उसकी हेरिडिटी एज वेल उसका एनवायरनमेंट दोनों ही इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं. नाउ अब हम ये देखेंगे कि गार्डनर ने किस किस तरह की इंटेलिजेंस की बात करी है. सो these are the types of intelligence given by Gardner. First is linguistic intelligence. Second is logical mathematical intelligence. Third is spatial intelligence. Fourth is musical intelligence. Fifth is kinesthetic intelligence. Sixth is intrapersonal intelligence. Sixth is interpersonal intelligence. Seventh is next is naturalistic intelligence, and last one is existential intelligence. गार्डनर ने अपनी थ्योरी में एग्जिस्टेंशियल इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में कोई बहुत ज़्यादा सॉलिड प्रूफ नहीं दिया और उसने इस इंटेलिजेंस को एंडोर्स भी नहीं किया. ही जस्ट ओनली मेंशन्ड दिस टाइप ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस. अब हम हर एक इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे. First is visual spatial intelligence. So, people who are strong in visual spatial intelligence are good at visualizing things. So, जिन लोगों के अंदर इस तरह की इंटेलिजेंस मौजूद होती है, they are good at visualizing things. वो चीज़ों को अच्छी तरीके से visualize कर लेते हैं. They are often good with directions as well as maps. They are easy with directions and they can read and understand maps as well. Moreover, they can understand charts, videos and pictures. So, what are the strengths of such people? Strength includes the visual and spatial judgment. Now, these are the characteristics. People with spatial visual intelligence read and write for enjoyment. They are good at putting puzzles together. They interpret pictures, graphs and charts well. They enjoy drawing, painting, visual arts, recognize patterns easily. So, आप ये देख रहे हैं कि ये जो सारे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं जो एक विजुअल स्पेशियल इंटेलिजेंस को डिनोट कर रहे हैं, जिन पीपल के अंदर ये इंटेलिजेंस मौजूद है वो ये सारी क्वालिटीज़ को पोजेस करते हैं. और अगर किसी पर्सन के अंदर इस तरह की इंटेलिजेंस मौजूद है तो उसके लिए पोटेंशियल कैरियर चॉइसेस क्या हो सकती हैं? दे कैन बी आर्किटेक्ट, कैन बी आर्टिस्ट, दे कैन बी इंजीनियर, दे कैन बी अ चेस प्लेयर, or they can serve as a navigator. So this is about visual spatial intelligence. You have to keep in mind the characteristics as well as the strength and potential career choices of visual spatial intelligence. Next is linguistic verbal intelligence. People who are strong in linguistic verbal intelligence are able to use words well. So as it is clear from its name, this type of intelligence deals with the language or with the verbal ability. So these people are good in writing as well as good in speaking. They are very good at writing stories, memorizing information and reading. Some of the strengths of these people are, that is, they deal well words, language and writing. That is, they can understand easily the written information in any form. Then some of the characteristics of these people: remember written and spoken information. They can easily return and they can easily remember the written and spoken information. Then they enjoy reading and writing. They are good reader and writers. Then they have the ability to debate or give persuasive speeches. Then they are able to explain things well. They have the ability to explain the things well in a verbal form to others. Then they use humor when telling stories. They have a humoristic touch in their gestures or in their language ability. So when they tell stories, they use this kind of humor. So what kind of potential career choices they have? First, they can become writer or journalist. They can also serve as lawyer as well as teacher, because in all this profession there is enough use of linguistic verbal intelligence. Now next is logical mathematical intelligence. People who are strong in this type of intelligence are good in reasoning as well as good in mathematical components. They can recognize patterns, they can logically analyze the problems, and they think conceptually about numbers, relationships and patterns. So their strengths are analyzing problems and doing mathematical operations. So basic characteristics includes they have excellent problem solving skills, they enjoy thinking about abstract ideas, they like conducting scientific experiments, and they can solve complex computations. So whatever which is related to the logical and mathematical component, they can easily comprehend this type of information and utilize this type of information. Then potential career choices for such individuals are scientist, mathematician, computer programmer, engineer as well as accountant. Now next is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. As it is clear from its name, bodily kinesthetic intelligence deals with the body movement, performing actions and physical control. People who are strong in this area have excellent hand-eye coordination and dexterity. That is, they work very minutely and they have a full control on their body movements and they do any work precisely. Basic strengths included are physical movement and motor control. So the basic characteristics of such people are they are skilled at dancing and sports because it involves your physical exertion or use of the body. They enjoy creating things with his or her hands. Then they have excellent physical coordination. They remember by doing rather than hearing or seeing. So they learn easily by doing or actually making something using their body, using their hands. Then potential career choices are dancer, players, surgeon, sculptor, actor and yoga trainers. Next is musical intelligence. As very obvious from its name, Musical intelligence deals with the science of music, that is thinking in patterns, rhythms, sounds, etc. So the strength of these people are that they understand rhythm and music well, and the characteristics are that they enjoy singing and playing musical instruments, they recognize musical patterns and tones, they remember songs and melodies, they have a rich understanding of musical structure, rhythm and notes. So anything which is related with the music, they can easily understand and they can easily identify with these musical patterns. Then potential career choices are musician, composer, singer and music teacher. Next category is interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal means between the people. So such people, they can understand and interact with other people very well. These individuals are skilled at assessing the emotions, motivations, desires and intentions of those around them. In a simple words, these people are good in making relations, having a good social recognition, and they can easily understand the feelings and emotions of other people. So strength is understanding and relating to other people. So characteristics are they can communicate well verbally, they are skilled at non-verbal communication. It means they are good in verbal as well as non-verbal communication. Then they see situations from different perspectives. Then they can create positive relationship with others. They enjoy good relation with others. Then resolve conflicts in group setting. They have the ability, they have the power to resolve conflicts in any group settings. Then potential careers are psychologists, philosophers, counselors, salesperson and politicians. Even when we talk of the term emotional intelligence is also a type of interpersonal intelligence. Now, what is intrapersonal? Individuals who are strong in this type of intelligence are good at being aware of their own emotional states, feelings and motivation. When an individual is good in identifying his emotional states, his feelings and his motivations, his desires, his needs, he can understand well about himself, then we say that this person is good in intrapersonal intelligence. So this person enjoy self-reflection and analysis, including daydreaming, exploring relationship with the others and assessing their personal strength. So basic strengths they possess are introspection and self-reflection. It means they can introspect about their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, their dreams, their desires, their needs, and they can give the self-reflection of their personality. So what are the characteristics? They can analyze their strengths and weaknesses. Then they enjoy analyzing theories and ideas. Next, they have excellent self-awareness. Next, they can understand the basis for his or own motivation and feelings. So we can say they are in a position to understand their strengths as well as their weaknesses, and they have excellent power of self-awareness or self-analysis. So potential choices for these individuals are they can be good philosophers, writer, theorists, yogis or saints. Next is naturalistic intelligence. Individuals who are high in this type of intelligence are more in tune with nature. They love to do something in their surroundings, in their environments. They are interested in nurturing, exploring the environment and learning about other species. Their strengths are that they indulge in finding patterns and relationship to nature. So basic characteristics are They are interested in subjects like botany, biology and geology. They can categorize and catalog information easily. They enjoy camping, gardening, hiking and exploring the outdoors. They are fun-loving people and they enjoy these activities. They love to move in nature. Then they dislike learning unfamiliar topics that have no connection to nature. The topics which are showing not any type of connection with the environment in which they are living, they are not interested. So potential career choices for these individuals are biologist, conservationist, gardener and farmer. Now the last type of intelligence is existential intelligence. As I have already told you, Gardner talked about this kind of intelligence, but he has not fully confirmed, endorsed or described this intelligence. So in many books you will not find any discussion or any description of this type of intelligence, but it exists. So what are the strengths? People with existential intelligence are good in assessing problems, planning the solution and evaluating the outcomes related to existence. Basically this type of intelligence deals with the problem of existence. People indulge in such type of talk like who I am, why I am created, what is the motive of my living at this earth, why God has created me, what is the ultimate purpose behind my creation. So such questions which are related to their existence. Now characteristics, they indulge in philosophical debates. They often indulge in such questions. Then they search the answers to the basic questions of their existence. As I have already told you, they search the basic questions of existence. Then potential career choices are, they can be philosophers, they can be religious heads and gurus. So till now we have talked about various types of intelligence, and one thing must be kept in mind, that an individual can incorporate more than one type of intelligence in his personality at a given point of time. So an individual can be good in visual spatial intelligence as well as he can be good in musical intelligence. On the other hand, he does not perform well in linguistic intelligence, but he is very good in bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So an individual can incorporate multiple type of intelligence in his personality. Now some of the implications of this theory in the field of education. This theory provided a new perspective to the study of intelligence by challenging the notion of general intelligence or G. Then it paved the way for giving a new thought to grade the students not only on the basis of their academic scores limited to linguistic or mathematical competencies only. Till now we often equate IQ or intelligence scores with the academic scores, but this theory has proposed that in order to grade the students we have to consider the other aspects of intelligence also. Then it provided a new yardstick to the teacher to unfold and assess the intellectual potential of the students. So with this theoretical perspective in mind, teacher now can assess or they can evaluate their students in a better way. This intelligence emphasized on the creation of intelligence profile for each student. So as a teacher we have to make intelligence profile of each students in which we can report the different type of activities in which an individual is showing an excellent intellectual power. Then it emphasized on the multidisciplinary nature of curriculum fulfilling the needs of individual learner. As this theory is multi-dimensional in nature, pluralistic in nature, so it focused on the multidisciplinary nature of curriculum. that is, as a educational planner, as a policy frameworker, we have to frame the curriculum in a form of multi-discipline so that need of every type of individual learner can be fulfilled. So in order to conclude, a unique approach to understand and assess the construct of intelligence was given by Gardner in the form of multiple intelligence, which has brought a revolution in the field of teaching and learning. So if you see, this is quite true that after this approach, teachers are now assessing their students in a different perspective, keeping in mind their potentials, their talents and various skills. That is why we are emphasizing on continuous and comprehensive evaluation, having different activities planned in curriculum. So these are some of the references from which this material is prepared. I hope you have understood all the concepts well. Thank you.